So, I've got a few inexpensive fragrances in my collection that I think are just straight up bangers, and I think you guys should know about them. Now, nothing new, not the reinvention of the wheel, just a few. So, if you want to know what those fragrances are and hear my thoughts on them, meet me on the other side of this intro and we're going to get right into it. I'll see you in just a second. What's going on, everybody? You guessed it, that's right, it is your boy Trey Sense. Got a little bit of a video, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. But before we get into it, got a few things I need to discuss with you. Or, well, actually I got a favor I need to ask of you. If this is your first time coming by this channel and you like this type of content and you want to support this channel, give me a sub. If this is your 50th or 60th time coming by this channel and you haven't given me a sub yet, not sure what you're waiting on, give your boy a sub. Also, like this video and share this video. And please, please, please always remember to be active in the comment sections. That is what it's for. All right, with that being said, now to what you came here for. Let's get right into it. I've got 10 or 12, I'm not sure. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 fragrances here that are, honestly, in my opinion, straight up banger fragrances. They smell really, really good. They're inexpensive. They should be relatively easy to find at the rack stores, with the exception of 2. But even those 2 that are not easy to find at the rack stores, you will have no problem finding them online. All right, y'all ready? Let's get right into it. Let me put my eyes up because I don't need them for this video. This next one, this first one is one that I haven't had very long at all. It was a birthday gift from the lovely Julie, or as y'all know her as Miss Belafonte. And it is from the house of Trussardi, and it is, some pronounce it Riflesso, some pronounce it Rightful So. We're gonna go with Riflesso. And this is just a stunner of a fragrance. My opinion about this fragrance is this is a better YSL La Nuit de l'Homme. That's just my opinion of it. It's a better version of YSL. This is better than YSL's La Nuit de l'Homme. It's going to give you the same vibe, as in it's sweet, somewhat spicy, very sexy, very romantic, but at the same time masculine fragrance. And that's exactly what you get out of this. Sweet, sexy, masculine, romantic fragrance. I have not had this fragrance very long at all. I got it around the 8th, which is my birthday, the 8th of December. And today is the 19th of December, and I've worn this fragrance 3 or 4 times since then. Took it to Texas with me and let JP and Manny smell it, and they couldn't get over it. They were just like, man, that smells really, really good. They liked it. I love it. Very sexy, very romantic fragrance. If I seem like my energy is a little low in this video, it's because my energy is a little low. I have been sick the last couple of days, came down with some type of stomach virus, but needless to say, as they say, the show must go on. So I'm trying to push through this and get this video out. My energy level is extremely low, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna get through it and we're gonna do this video. From the house of Trussardi, Riflesso. Guys, this is one that you definitely need to add to your carts. Get it in your collection. If you like La Nuit de l'Homme, you will love this fragrance. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, this next one is a really inexpensive fragrance, but to me it's great for a date night. And this is not necessarily a date night list or a date night review, but to me date night fragrances come into play this time of the year because the weather is a little bit cooler. And this one is from the house of Original Penguin, and it is Nightcap. I love the gradient bottle. Very, very inexpensive fragrance. You can pick this up anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks depending on the size of the bottle. Nice atomizer. And again, you get that same cardamom-y type of vibe. Very sweet, very cuddly, very romantic, you know, something about the fragrance says, come here, you know, come cuddle with me, come close. Not a monster projector, not a monster performer. It's a fragrance that lays very close to the skin, very gentlemanly, not loud, not obnoxious at all. If that's the type of fragrance that you like, then this is one that you should definitely pick up and add to your collection. I got mine at Burlington, and it was really, really inexpensive. I think it was like $15 for this 100 ml. And again, it's a $12 to $20 fragrance. So when you first spray it, that initial blast is a little harsh. It is a little bit alcoholic, but if you give it a minute or 5 to work through its progressions and do what it's going to do and develop into the fragrance that it is, you have yourself a nice, inexpensive little date night or cooler weather or cuddle type of scent. Perfect for my boy Clayton out there in the Austin, Texas area. Not too expensive, right up his alley. Only problem is it's not going to get you 7 or 8 hours of longevity. You may get 4, but again, $12 to $20 price point. Just respray it. From the House of Penguin Nightcap, and I really, really like that fragrance. I think it smells amazing for the price. Another one that I haven't had all that long. It was a little bit warmer when I got this one. I want to say it may have been September, but nonetheless, I was very impressed with that when I smelled this fragrance. I've worn it a few times, and it's from the House of Hugo Boss, and it is reversed. And this is a nice citrusy type fragrance. It just smells good. It draws comparison to Bulgari's Tiger. Now, I haven't had the fortunes of smelling Bulgari's Tiger, but I have had the fortunes of smelling this. And this is a nice fragrance. It does lean more towards the warmer months, but with the way things have been going in Alabama and the whole Southeast, what is a warmer month? June, July, because it's December and it was 70, almost 75 degrees 2 days ago. Seriously, and perfect weather for a scent like this. But this is one that you will see at the rack stores right about now. And this is kind of a hodgepodge video. Some date night, some winter fall fragrances, some that you're just gonna see at the rack stores in case you were curious about whether you should add them. They're all inexpensive and all great fragrances, and you will smell good wearing any of these. And this is one of them. Hugo Boss Reversed. Nice spring, summer, maybe even early fall type of scent. I like it a lot. Nice citrusy type of scent. You will love it. One that just is underrated, overlooked, doesn't get any of the attention that it deserves. It is a flanker to one of my favorite fragrances, and the flanker, the fragrance that it is a flanker to is Chrome. And it's probably not what you're thinking, but it is Chrome Pure. And this is one of those fragrances where I wish the higher ups at these companies, who I'm sure they know what they're doing, they spend thousands of millions of dollars on marketing and advertising and things like that when they put out a fragrance. But this fragrance, I don't think reached the potential that it could have, for one of two reasons. One, I think it was mismarketed. When you see this white bottle, first thing you think about is spring, summer, freshy. Complete opposite. And I also think they go in the wrong direction sometimes with trying to capitalize off of famous names like Chrome. Here in the Southeast, Chrome is a very popular fragrance because it's very potent, it stands up, it smells good. But it also draws a lot of hate because it's inexpensive and it's metallic. I happen to like it. I think it smells good, and I like this one almost as much. Not as strong, not as potent, not as powerful, but it's also not metallic. What do you have in this fragrance? I don't really get the name Pure because, and I say again, the name and the bottle makes you think of a spring or summertime fragrance, and that's just not what this is. This is a late spring, no, that's wrong. This is a fall into late spring type of scent. I would not reach for this on a hot summer's day. One of the main notes in this is tonka bean. I just couldn't see this being worn on a 90-degree day. That's why I don't really get the name Pure and the white bottle. I don't. Not that it's a dark fragrance, but it's certainly not one that, when I think Pure, I think fresh. I think of fresh out of the shower, something I would reach for to lay around the house. It's not. This is a nice, masculine, sweet, woody, sensual, romantic type of scent. That's what this is. If I was going to lay around and just chill and cuddle all day, this is one of those fragrances that I would reach for. And there's nothing nothing pure about that, just saying. But I definitely think it's one, if you guys see, I can't say I've seen this at the rack store a lot. Can't say I've seen it at the rack stores any. But if you do happen to run across this, or if you've been curious about this fragrance, it's definitely one that you should add to your repertoire. I think it's a banger. I really do. I think it's a great fragrance. There's a few I'm missing from the Chrome line, like I have Intense. I think I'm missing Extreme, and then Chrome Summer, the Summer Edition. I think I'm missing that. So if anybody has those and they want to offload them fairly cheap, hit me up in the comment section. Maybe we can work out a deal. Chrome Pure, one that has been slept on, overlooked, and just honestly just treated badly. That fragrance has been treated bad. This next one is another one. Got to thank Miss Jules for. And I keep telling her every time we have a conversation that she needs to do reviews, because her thoughtfulness and her insight into Fragcom, our fragrances, is beautiful. I mean, there's nothing like having somebody in your life that you can talk fragrances with and they actually know what they're talking about. Sometimes I'm like, I'm the reviewer, because her knowledge is just, it's up there. I'm just telling you. But this is one I picked up from her, and it is a hidden gem, and I'm starting to see more people talk about it now. From the house of Pepe Jeans, it is Celebrate, and this sucker right here is beautiful. Niche quality performance, niche quality scent, cute little bottle design, that cacao and that citrus at the top. Now, I haven't seen this in rack stores ever. This is one you will probably be better trying to get online, but I think you can pick this up for about the $20 mark, and you just need to get it. You just need to get it. You know, I'm a music fan as well as I am a cologne connoisseur, collector, reviewer, whatever. I think it was Hugo in a song he did with Goody Mob called Cell Therapy. Y'all remember Cell Therapy, when the scene unfolds. You know that song, who's that peeking in my window? He had a line in that song that I always liked. He said, listen to me now, believe me later on. That's what I'm telling you about this fragrance. Just listen to me right now. You can believe me later on. This is one that you definitely need to pick up. If you're trying to get a last minute gift for somebody and you can order it right now, today, right before Christmas gets here, it's one that they can pick up, spray on right away, wear it immediately. It's got a holiday vibe to it. It's just got this warmth, this regalness about it that I absolutely adore. This is a fragrance I will never run out of unless they discontinue it. When they start discontinuing it, I'm gonna get me a bottle or two and keep it in my collection, and you know your boy don't do backup bottles. But this is one that is definitely backup bottle worthy. Pepe Jeans Celebrate. Beautiful fragrance. All right, where am I going next? Let's hit this house up. From the house of Guess, it is Seductive. And I really, really like this fragrance. It's one that you can pick up extremely cheap at the rack stores. And again, Guess is one of those companies where the fragrances are normally really inexpensive, but for that $15 to $20 price point, you're going to get a lot of juice, first of all, and you're going to get a fragrance that smells really good. Really, really good. To me, this is a nice suit and tie, or a button up with a sweater and a tie type of fragrance, and you know, maybe some nice slacks or some khakis. Just a good smelling fragrance that just says, I'm not trying too hard, but I smell really, really good. I'm confident. I believe in myself. I mean, it's just one of those fragrances. I won't hesitate to call it beautiful And for the price point, you can't go wrong. If you see this out in stores, pick it up. You don't have to get this size of a bottle unless that's all they have, because I'm thinking you can get the 50 ml in this for in between $10 and $15. And it smells like something from Dior or something from Chanel. It smells that good. It really does. Now, of course, the opening is a little bit harsh. You're gonna have that alcohol blast, and I know a lot of people are big on niche fragrances nowadays. If it's not niche, then it can't be purchased. Hey, if that's your wheelhouse, rock it. Go for it. Do you. Do you. But if people are being honest with you about niche fragrances, there's a lot of niche fragrances that have copied designer, and then they charge you an arm and a leg for a fragrance that you could get a designer version of for much, much cheaper prices. The biggest difference in niche fragrances and designer fragrances, in my opinion, is really the opening, especially when you're dealing with EDTs. That's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree, won't hurt my feelings at all. But I've smelled enough niche fragrances in my life to understand that once you get past the dry down, once you get past the opening, I don't really think people are gonna walk up to you and go, oh my gosh, you're wearing a $350 fragrance, aren't you? I just don't. And this is one of those fragrances that once you get past the opening and you let this bad boy do what it does for about 5 minutes, it is a nice, sweet, beautiful type of scent. I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. Love it. Guess Seductive. And while we're on the line of Guess, or in the house of Guess, we'll just stick right along in there. And we're gonna go with Guess Seductive Noir. And this is a beautiful one as well. The first time I saw this, it was the aftershave version, and I'd seen it 2 or 3 times, and I'd smelled it, and I was talking to Cheapo, and I was trying to explain it to him because the bottle was different. The bottle was different because it was an aftershave. The bottle was this color, and the accent was black, so it was completely reversed. And then I just happened to be talking to Jules one day, and I had sent her a picture, and I was like, have you smelled this? Because it smells amazing. But again, the bottle was different. The bottle was this color, and it was black, and the accent was black. And she was like, she's like, that's because that's the aftershave. You didn't buy that, did you? And I was like, nah. But I should have known something was up, because every time I took the cap off of it, the atomizer was missing. So I was like, man, that's just my luck. I want this fragrance. Nobody's heard of it. It was the aftershave. I never looked at the box to see that it was an aftershave. Nonetheless, this fragrance is a little bit spice bomby, a little bit in that realm. Not an exact duplicate of Spice Bomb, but it will get you close enough. But nonetheless, beautiful fragrance for this time of the year to wear on the cooler days. The performance is not the best on this one, but the scent profile is amazing. You can respray it, and this is a fragrance that you can get this big old 100 ml bottle of for about $20, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you're getting it for a gift idea for someone, I don't think they'll be disappointed either. Very sweet, spicy, seductive type of fragrance. I think it smells good. Definitely one that the Noir name fits, because it's definitely a fragrance that I would wear at night and feel comfortable and confident doing it. Absolutely love this fragrance. It's a gem. I've worn it a few times in the few months that I've had it. And it's funny because right after she asked me if I bought it, she sent this in the mail. So I understand perfectly why she was asking if I had bought it, because she was sending it. This next one is one that Jakari and I, JP Frags, as y'all know him, was having a conversation about as we were going from shop to shop. As a matter of fact, about this time a week ago, frag hunting, I just out looking and just kicking it. And it's from the house of Bulgari, and it is Bulgari Man Wood Essence. And this one is a nice, light, masculine, but very woody type of scent. Very office friendly, very laid back, very easy to wear. Very similar to D Squared 2. If you have that one, then you won't need this one. Or if you have this one, you won't need the Wood Essence. They're both, or you won't need the D Squared 2. They're both in the same vein. I have them both for some reason because as a frag head and a collector, sometimes you just end up with fragrances that smell like other fragrances. Nonetheless, beautiful scent here. I like it a lot. Trying to find a little place to spray in. Very, very casual. When this fragrance came out, it was really, really expensive. I mean, I was seeing it in stores for like 90 to 100 bucks. Definitely not worth that. And even in the rag stores, this size bottle is still running you about 50 bucks. So shop around, maybe look online, try to use some coupons, some 30 to 37% off coupon codes, and get it as cheap as you can get it. Because even though it is a nice woody fragrance and one that is perfect for this time of the year or for the office any time of the year, it is one you definitely don't want to overpay for because it does lack in performance. But it is a great smelling fragrance, and I think it's one that if you're trying to surprise a cologne guy with, if he doesn't have it in his collection, I think you'll like it. Nice, easy to wear, bright, fresh, woody, masculine type of scent. Bulgari Wood Essence. Okay. I got 3 more. Sticking with the house of Bulgari, and the reason I had 11 is because I had to shoot this video over for 2 reasons. One, because I got the wrong bottle the first time. You know, I'm struggling with my eyes. I got Neroli Woods instead of Wood Essence. So when I got up to get the right bottle after I paused the video, I picked this one up as well because I thought, you know what, it fits this time of the year too. And it is Bulgari Man Cologne. Bulgari Man Black Cologne. And this one also is very similar to Spice Bomb. Very similar to Spice Bomb, probably more so than the Nor. But nonetheless, I think this has a little bit more of a leather nuance to it, or at least I pick up on something that's a little bit leathery in it. It may not have leather listed in the notes at all, but there's something in it that gives me that leathery vibe. Not overly leathery, not just, you know, a leather recliner or a leather jacket, but just a slight nuance, slight vibe, sweet, spicy, just a great little fragrance. And I think I paid like $35 for this on clearance in a gift set and was thrilled to get it. So this is another one that is perfect for this time of the year. It would make a great Christmas idea. If you see it, you may want to pick it up. Nice, sweet, spicy, masculine fragrance. Bulgari Man Black Cologne. All right, I got 2 more, and these next 2 are just absolutely stunning, stunning fragrances. This one, make sure I get this name right. It's from the house of Abercrombie and Fitch, and it's Authentic Nights. Abercrombie and Fitch. And this is another one that I let JP and Manny smell. And it was funny, I let them smell the Trussardi first. And of course, the Trussardi stole the show. But this one just kept lingering and lingering and lingering. And they were like, man, that smells good. And I think I made it my scent of the day. No, I wore the Trussardi that day. I wore the Trussardi, yeah. This fragrance right here, I'm telling you, is a gem. Manny was impressed with the magnetic cap. He was like, it's got a magnetic cap? Really? He's like, yeah, Manny, the cap is magnetic. Manny says, really? He should get that trademark. I'm telling you, you should get him a shirt that just says, really? On the front of it, because he says that a lot. But when they first sprayed this on, they were overpowered and overwhelmed by the Trussardi. It's that tough of a fragrance. But the longer this stayed on their skin, the more questions they started to ask about it. Because you have Baccarat Rouge 540, Perfumes of Marley's Percival, and Abercrombie and Fitch's Fierce, all rolled into one little fragrance. Manny said he saw it at Burlington for $24. I paid $34 for it, and at $34 would buy a backup bottle tomorrow. As a matter of fact, if I see it again after the Christmas holidays, I will buy a backup bottle and just stick it somewhere, because I'm afraid when this one dries up, the price is gonna go up, or it's gonna get popular and the price is gonna go up, and I don't wanna run out of it. I do think this could also be kind of unisex, much like 540 is. It's just one of those fragrances that has that it factor. I like it. I like it a lot. As JP said, this is a more wearable version of Baccarat Rouge 540 than Baccarat Rouge 540. Because when you spray it, you're going to get that in the opening. But then it's going to do this weird thing where it goes fierce and personable. I mean, it's just a unique fragrance. And again, this is why I say stuff like, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to smell like you did. You just don't. You just don't. I mean, when you get to a certain stage in Fragcom or in the game like I am, you do have to be more selective because you do run out of things that smells different and wow you. But they're out there, trust me. They're out there because I've gotten, well, we'll talk about that later. They're out there. You just have to look, be open-minded and think outside of the box, and you can always find fragrances that smell like something that you don't have. But you do have to think outside of the box and you do have to look. And this is one I'm telling you. Listen to me now, believe me later on. Add this to your collection if you see it. And you know I'm not a super fan of super sweet fragrances because they sweeten up really, thinking about Manny, they really sweeten up on my skin. I'll tell you a little story before I get this last fragrance out. JP brought me a sample of the new Zaharoff fragrance. I think it's called Signature Tabak. And it's one that I really like and I want to get it. When you first spray it, you get that tobacco heavy and it smells good. That stuff stayed on my skin about 30, 45 minutes and I held my hand back. I was like, all right, JP, smell this. He smelled it and he was like, man, what is that? And I said, that's Signature Tabak. And he looked puzzled. I was like, when I do a video and I tell you that fragrances really sweeten up on my skin, I said, that's what I mean. I don't know what it is about my DNA, but a sweet fragrance goes super sweet on me, so I have to be careful. So, but this is one, this Abercrombie is one that I can definitely rock, and it doesn't go too sweet on my skin, and I appreciate that. This last one is one, and it's from a house that I really appreciate. It's from a house that I enjoy. They make really good, inexpensive fragrances. It's from the house of Dunhill, and this is Dunhill Century Blue. And this is just a nice blue fragrance. I'm about to get me some water after this video, y'all. Nice, crisp, clean, smooth, cool, casual, sophisticated. Smells a lot more expensive than what it is. Nice looking little bottle design. Again, that's one I've seen at Burlington. So if you're out shopping in the Burlington and there's a Burlington in your area, you may want to look for that one because it is a stunning little fragrance. It smells really good. Does not come off as cheap, inexpensive, or anything like that. It's not too harsh. It's perfect. Smooth, blue fragrance with some sex appeal, some mass appeal, some masculinity, and some staying power. And it's about $25. I don't know what more you could ask for out of a $25 fragrance. That's just me. Anyway, this is just a hodgepodge video, just a potluck, so to speak. All these fragrances can be found in the rag stores, with the exception of maybe two. With the exception of two. The rest of them you should be able to pick up at the rag stores, and all of them could be found online. I don't think any of them are more expensive than $40. The most expensive one may be either the Trussardi or it may be the Chrome Pure. It's a toss up between those two, but the rest of them, and definitely in the Pepe Jeans. I haven't seen it at a rack store either, but I think you can get it online for about $19. Nonetheless, they're all inexpensive fragrances. They all perform well. They're all really good. Well, I say perform well. The Guess Noir is not the best performer, but still smells good enough to add to your collection. Anyway, man, I've got to get off here real quick. Give me a sip of water, edit this video, do a thumbnail, get it up, get it ready for you guys to see. I hope you guys are having a great weekend and getting ready for the Christmas holidays. I hope you're all in good health. Thank you for returning to the scene of the crime and being the best part of this channel. And always remember, I love you all and may God bless you all. Until next time, peace.